Prime Minister Nehru's blunders on Kashmir are now out in the public domain. A recent article by Union Law Minister Kiren Rijiju had drawn the ire of Congress loyalists who responded with accusations of tampering with history when it was backed by Nehru's own words as evidence. In this episode of NIJ Explained, let's explore what actually happened. Before we jump into the what really happened part, let's first look at the 5 blunders of Nehru. The first blunder on Kashmir, rejecting request for accession in July 1947. The second blunder on Kashmir, declaring the accession of Kashmir as provisional. The third blunder on Kashmir, approaching the United Nations on January 1st, 1948 under Article 35 and not Article 51. The fourth blunder on Kashmir, furthering the myth of India stalling plebiscite in Kashmir. The fifth blunder on Kashmir, Article 370, then known as Article 306A. We have made an explainer on what these blunders were and their repercussions thereafter that you can check out by tapping the link above. Moving on, so after a lot of hullabaloo around the information, let's understand the sequence of events because chronology is extremely important in understanding history. May 1946. Sheikh Abdullah had given a call of quit Kashmir. Maharaja Hari Singh had him arrested on May 20th, 1946. Prime Minister Nehru rushed in to support Abdullah. Hari Singh detained him at the border. An aide of Prime Minister Nehru recorded in a note Prime Minister Nehru's reaction on Sheikh Abdullah being detained. He violently trampled his foot on the floor and told them that one day the Maharaja of Kashmir would have to repent and apologize to him for the discourtesy shown to the President-elect of the Indian National Congress. Now, a look at what happened in 1947. May 1947, when Acharya Kripalani advised to drop the insistence on quit Kashmir and facilitate accession, which Hari Singh wanted, but to no avail. June 1947, Prime Minister Nehru was well aware that all that Hari Singh wanted was to join the Indian Dominion. Proof? Nehru's note to Mountbatten stating the same. Come July 1947, when Maharaja Hari Singh's government actually approached Indian leadership to join India. But here, Prime Minister Nehru refused the request. Remember, Sheikh Abdullah was an important factor here. Therefore, while as many as 560 princely states had joined the Indian Dominion, it was only for Kashmir that the criteria of popular support were invented to determine accession. It was neither a legal requirement nor necessitated by statecraft. Nehru conveniently invented this ruse to thwart accession until his demand pertaining to Abdullah was met. September 1947, Maharaja Hari Singh tried yet again, this time via Mahajan. Mahajan was at that time the Prime Minister designate of Kashmir who personally approached Nehru to join India in September 1947. Maharaja Hari Singh had agreed to most demands made by Nehru, accepted to change the administration of Kashmir, but only requested that it be done after accession. However, Nehru still did not budge. He remained adamant and wanted Abdullah installed before the accession. The timing here was extremely crucial. This was a time when Pakistan was already gearing up to invade Kashmir. Considering Prime Minister Nehru's adamant stand, Hari Singh made a further concession and released Abdullah from prison on September 29th, 1947. October 20th, 1947. Yet again, Maharaja Hari Singh's government approached Prime Minister Nehru to accede to India. But Nehru declined through a letter on October 21st. This time, he put it in writing that Sheikh Abdullah be made the head of a provisional government, only after which accession will be accepted. This is backed by more proof, again by Nehru himself and in writing. September 27, 1947. In a letter to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru wrote, "There is no other course open to the Maharaja but this, to release Sheikh Abdullah and the National Conference leaders, to make a friendly approach to them, seek their cooperation and make them feel that this is really meant, and then to declare adhesion to the Indian Union." Logically, the right thing to do, keeping national interest as the supreme need of the hour, was to complete the accession of Kashmir like all the other princely states to India and then internally install Abdullah as the head of the government in Kashmir if that was the sole demand. Post the accession, Prime Minister Nehru could have made Maharaja Hari Singh accept whatever he wanted. Like, you know how for Prime Minister Modi it is India first? However, for Prime Minister Nehru in Kashmir, it was Sheikh Abdullah first. And that's what blew the whole situation. This selfish approach of Prime Minister Nehru changed the course of history. The dilly-dallying with Kashmir at a time when Pakistan was lurking around and succeeded in invading and occupying strategically important Indian territory in Kashmir was all Nehru's doing. Now you may ask, did the Indian government know that Pakistan was planning an invasion? Basically, did they have the intelligence on the neighbor's sinister plan? Maharaja Hari Singh had no intelligence inputs, but the government in Delhi, headed by Prime Minister Nehru, did. Going by Prime Minister Nehru's two speeches in the parliament later in November, it becomes crystal clear he was very much aware of what was unfolding in Kashmir. Dr. Karan Singh had written in his article that there was a lack of intelligence about Pakistan's invasion, but it seems he was referring to Maharaja Hari Singh and not Prime Minister Nehru. First, the November 2nd, 1947 address. Nehru addressed the nation on Kashmir, an excerpt from his speech. We were asked by Kashmir state to provide them with arms. We took no urgent steps about it, and although sanction was given by our state and defense ministries, actually no arms were sent. 25th November 1947 speech. Prime Minister Nehru stated, in September, news reached us that tribesmen of the Northwest Frontier Province were being collected and sent to the Kashmir border. In the same speech, Nehru further states, about this time, the state authorities asked us to supply them with arms and ammunition. We agreed to do so in the normal course. But in fact, no supply was made till events took a more serious turn. What was Prime Minister Nehru doing? He was simply playing with the security of the region. No, this isn't a claim or a theory cooked out of thin air. The proof backing this is Prime Minister Nehru's own words. More documents have come to the public domain in the form of his writings, speeches, etc. You can explore the sequence of events yourself. So, post the blunders of Prime Minister Nehru that were revealed to the public, Congress responded in an expected manner. But about time, the party accepted that they actually toyed with Kashmir. There's plenty of evidence, including Prime Minister Nehru's own speeches and writings, that reveal how Kashmir was dealt with. Had he understood the time sensitivity and responded like a true statesman, the Kashmir problem could have been thwarted. For decades post this debacle, Kashmir, its people, and the nation as a whole bore the brunt of this friends and family first approach. Do let us know in the comments below if you found this episode of NIJ Explained insightful. Until next time, this is Richa Dwivedi signing off. Dhanyavad and Namaste.